Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is that time again when we are just about to come to you live from the Raymond Eagle Shots Sporting Center right here in the Valley, Anguilla. It is that time of year, ladies and gentlemen. It is true. It is finals day here in Anguilla, in the Anguilla Football Association League, the Anguilla Football League, Men's Senior League. You remember that it commenced pretty early in the year. Unfortunately, we had to break for finals day. Again, we must say to all those who have taken our commentaries, wherever you are, be it in Anguilla, you are in the Anguilla Football Association for doing a tremendous job. You know, it was not easy going through the turmoil that we went through, but here we are again, ensuring that football is kept alive. And so we are going to be, there are a number of activities that we have here. It's going to be the Lions, the Rowing Lions. They will be coming up against Ducks United FC in the finals. And to all those persons who, you know, would have sat back and listen, view our commentaries, listen football, view football here in Anguilla. It doesn't matter where you are, and if it is unfortunate that you can't be here today, we are bringing it in your house, and we are going to try our utmost best to make sure that it comes to you live and lively. So again, to the Harris brothers, ensuring that we come to you live and making sure that you have quality coverage right here from the Raymond Eagle Shots Stadium. We say thanks to them. Can't forget our footballers. They have done a tremendous job. Their bodies have gone through vigorous training. They have gone through a lot for the past months, surviving, coming through the scare of COVID-19. Here we are, you know, post-COVID-19 shutdown, and we are going to have a wonderful evening, and so we are looking forward for a wonderful time right here. We are going to hear from our president at some time in the day. We are going to be hearing from our president. We are going to be hearing from a lot of people, and I'm telling you, right here, right here, alive and well, and so we are going to join you in just a while. We are going to join you back in just a while for live commentaries. Until then, it's back to the man in charge. Yes, welcome back to the Raymond Eagle Shots Stadium, where We are hearing now the FIFA anthem, FIFA anthem, and we are about, ladies and gentlemen, to see. Here we have the match commissioner. We are seeing the match commissioner in the person of Delano Mussington. We are seeing our young. It is a sight to behold. It is a sight to behold right here at the Rimini Gishard Stadium.
In the atmosphere, and we're going to see this playoff here between the Police and the Kicks United, and this should be a good game, Millington, and we are looking to see some really good, splendid football here this evening. We know that the Kicks would be thinking that they're in the wrong place at the moment, and so they are certainly going to be taking revenge on the enforcers here this afternoon.
Yes, Tony. I remember saying I was sitting in this very seat during the playoffs and then in the semi-final game. And you know, I said it. I said, you know, Ducks came out in the preliminaries and they played good football, but they did not take advantage of the many chances that they had. And if one could have gone on what they saw in the playoffs or in the preliminaries, had they finished the way that we saw them finish clinically in the semifinals, we know that Kicks would have had to come with their A game. It didn't happen. Kicks was short, extremely, and not only that, but they lost a very important player in early, and so wherever you are, Peter Ram, we sympathize with you at this time. We empathize with you, and we do pray that you will get well very, very soon, and it will not be too long before we have you back in Angola football. But again, to you and your family, we extend, you know, our heartfelt thank you for the part that you played.
People stay involved in sports willing to work hard.
You know, and
they are out there every day.
Showed when he was missing.
Yeah, certainly. And you mentioned Ducks, and I think Ducks would have came back with a bang, had in losing to the Kicks United, going down 2-0, and they came back with a different strategic plan and came back in the game that mattered to take them to the final here this afternoon. And so Kicks could feel a little bit hard pressed, but that's sometimes the game of football, and I'm certainly sure that they'll be looking for the third place finish here this evening.
But you can't count the enforcers out at all. So presently what we are seeing is
oh my God,
from the campus BN, and they will be kicking westward. So the referee says, I'm ready, checking on his lines to make sure that they're ready.
To this game, I think Kicks would come out on top. I've seen some penalties and has been a little softer than that just now. So had Johnny been playing in Europe, for sure that would have been a spot kick.
Well, that's why we are not in Europe. That's why we are playing in Angola. Well, it is the second minute of play. We are into the second minute of play, and just about 19 yards out, 20 yards out, it's going to be a free kick to enforcers. What can become of it? We are with the lineups. We have not yet seen the lineups, but it's going to be free kick for the enforcers. Taken there. The justice is just right. And that was an excellent kick. What an early opportunity, Tony.
Yes, Lawrence seems to have some problem trying to size up that right post of him because we saw a shot that came across from the previous game. I think that was Ducks United and dropped into the goal. That one was very close.
This is going to go number one. Oh, well. The keeper was beaten. And Gishard was unable to capitalize on that. There was a golden opportunity, and kicks are still on even term with the enforcers. Tony, tell us what happened there.
We saw some good bids up there from the police to get the had it not been for the defender. In 1 goal to kicks.
Yes, the goal. He came half-heartedly. He came and he was double-minded.
Big one. Yes. The big one. It is.
The Roaring Lions versus Ducks United. Yes? They both on themselves the right and to become champions of Angola football. Only one can. It will unfold before very honest. Right here at the Women English Arts Conference Center today. It is a free kick taken by Kicks. It's a good free kick, but it's going to go straight into the open arms of Masimba Boyen, the goalkeeper.
It looked like I have to eat my words, but that was some sloppy work there on the part of the Kicks in the defensive from the goalkeeper, and not only that, the defense, they have messed the thing up, but it's still early days yet, and we're just into the 9th minute, and it's 1-0, but some great work there by the man himself, number 10, the captain there for the enforcers. I almost thought he would have missed out there, hadn't stumbled, but was able to compose himself and put a powerful shot into the goal. Here is Police on the attack again. Millington, over to you.
Yes. From what I saw in the semi-final games, you can rest assured that if enforcers play anything close to what I saw them playing on a qualifying day and semi-final day, they are going to beat Kicks, because I tell you what, they had Lions 2-1 down at halftime. They came out. You know what? I have to understand the game. When you play sports, when you are a champion, you know what it is to win, and you know what it takes to win. And when you are like the enforcers, they were in in the lead. They were 2-1 up. But the Royal Lions knew what they had to do. And they came out, they equalized in the 46th minute. They equalized very early in the second half. The police backs were against the rope then. And they became very flat before they picked themselves back up. But before they did that, Lions had the game in the bag. And so when one look at the way they played and the way Kicks played in that semi-final game, if both teams have to play anything close to what they played on semi-final day, Kicks would be in trouble. At the moment, you're not missing any football. And the goalkeeper for Kicks United, he's down. I'm not sure what the injury is, but we see medics. They are out there. It seemed to be a knee problem, Tony, and that doesn't look good for Kicks. Already, it doesn't look good for Kicks. We saw that Kicks had an injury, early injury in the semi-finals, and now in the third place playoff, another injury very early in the piece, about the same time. About the very same time, Peter Ram went off in the 11th minute, and in the 11th minute again, there's something got to be wrong with Kicks.
That might just be a little bit of bruised ego there, Millington.
I think so.
So to just to quell the pain just a little bit, he's taking a little time out, so to speak. But Kicks has not seems to be themselves throughout the whole entire season. Actually, I'm noticing some players as well that are not generally defenders that are making up their defensive line, and so not wanting to find any excuse, so to speak, but they are not playing as well as they normally play. They are not stringing the passes as well as they should. But as we continue with the goalkeeper seems to be okay, and here is the right back, the left back's already giving it away again to the man Silvanus, who beats one, looks up, passes into the wide open middle, and here is Sibot with it now, looks up, dribbles past one, still coming through, and like I mentioned, they are in disarray. They need to organize themselves, otherwise this could spell trouble for them here, Millington, this afternoon in this third place playoff.
Well, they're already on the ropes. 1-0 as we watch Kicks trying to build an attack down the right flank, and Jackson. I've seen several times where Jackson is getting pulled. The man is clearly, Fleming is clearly faster than Jackson. And so Jackson, given that one away straight to Jonathan, this could be trouble into the area. Oh, the ball going off the head of the number 9, and the defense for Enforcers will clear. But again, that was, I was just going to speak about Jackson, on his pace, and immediately he gave the ball away to Jonathan, to Gishard. So there's a flag that has gone up, and it's for offside, an offside flag. For the longest while, that offside flag was up, and he said, "I'm not going to take my flag down because it was an offside. You can't get an advantage here," and he kept his flag up until he was spotted by the referee.
I think what he could have done is let the play develop, and if it had broken down, then he could have.
Well, he said no. He was in an advantageous position when he got the ball, and so it was still Enforcers who was trying to press forward, and so because he was offside, he got the ball in an unfair position. He couldn't have allowed the play to continue. So it's 1-0. It's 1-0 right here at the Raymond Gishard Stadium, and so we are inviting one and all to come out and witness. We have a few thousands here already, but there are still seats. We are not full to capacity. We expect that more persons, a number of persons will be streaming in. A man is down, and that is the captain that's shown. He is down. Man goes by the name of Gaza, the captain of the Enforcers. He's down. He's looking for support. Gets that now from Big Mason. helps him back to his feet. Just walking around, shaking that leg out. And said that he will be able to continue without medical attention. It's going to be a free kick though. It's going to be a free kick to the Enforcers. So beautiful day here, the 12th of July. Beautiful day here in Anguilla. Beautiful sunshine. We have enjoyed sunshine for most of the year thus far. And this is a ball played long forward. The goalkeeper has gone and clears. Has knocked it out of touch. It's going to be a throw-in to Kicks United. They are going to look to take it very quickly. It does so. And it is Kicks United who's looking to build an attack here. Pulls the ball back, looking to cross. Gets his number 21. He beats a man. Gets into the area. Ball across. Straight to the keeper. Well, that's a caution there. The goalkeeper is speaking to Gishard. He's saying that you can't do that. As the keeper attempt to throw the ball out, he was trying to block the ball. He said, no, you have to allow the goalkeeper to clear the ball. As Enforcers with a run here down the right flank. It's not going to get it, wrong. Goal coming in the 11th minute of play. In the 11th minute of play. And so we're doing fine here at the Romanigation Stadium. Here comes Enforcers again into the area. He goes down. That's a dive. He's going to call a dive. Yes, dive call. Referee saying nothing. I'm not going to give you anything about for that. He goes to him now. He is still down. He's still down. His head seemed to he was struck in the head. And they are going there with the bed. All three medics are running to his head, and this is not a good sign at all. One would hope that for the benefit of the Enforcers and for football, we have seen too many injury in this tournament. Almost every game so far, we have seen a number of injuries on the field. Matter of fact, a number of our players receiving broken limbs in the tournament. But it all ends well. We have seen or heard in different leagues where death was the results, and so we have to still be grateful to God that that has not occurred right here at the Romanigation Stadium.
Yeah, certainly. We're still thankful. It's a contact sport. And obviously, you're going to get some knocks, you're going to get some bumps, you're going to get some bruises. It'd be interesting to look at that replay, though, because I think that play could have been ill-afforded. I think what the player there, number 9, St. Vanas, was doing, he was heavily challenged by the defender there for Kicks United, bearing down in the box, and was, to me, playing for a penalty, and in an effort to sell it to the referee who was right in position and wasn't buying it, went down a little awkwardly and heavily, and it seems as though he might have bumped his nugget on the carpet. But like I said, that could have been ill-afforded, but I think he was trying to play for the contact and play for the penalty, but he didn't sell it as well as he could have.
Yes, and so, also, Tony, one have to be careful because, in playing for a foul, you can actually get hurt. And so one would want to see the sport play in good spirit. In good spirit, one would want to see the sport play in good spirit. He is walking off, he's on his feet, and that is good sign. And he seemed to be well enough to continue, and that is a good sign. So the game is going to restart, and so it is Kicks who with the ball on the right flank. Kicks, most of Kicks' play have really gone through the middle. You know, Kicks is better served when the ball goes through the middle. You know, oftentimes we see them trying to develop on the wings, but for the tournament so far, what I've seen is that Jonathan is very fast. Gishad is very fast, and so for most of the defense, he can take them on. And so for what I've seen is it is better play through the middle. There we go, shot and goal. Oh, blocked there. The ball is still with. The ball goes into the hands of the goalkeeper now. And so, as I was saying, Tony, most of their goals have come when the ball was played through the middle, over the top, and Gishard running onto it. Gishard has the second most goals in the tournament, and most of the ball when played through the middle really Kicks. That's where Kicks' strength is, not running the wings at all. And so today we have seen that the enforcers have forced them to play on the wings, and so most of the attack, nothing really coming off them. But it's Gishard in the box in the 18-yard area, feeds it back out. Enforcers is looking to defend this one. Shot and goal, blocked, and clean up there by the keeper. So we've seen that enforcers changing their keeper for this game. Masimba Bowen, the keeper of this game, being the custodian for the officers for a bit. Oh, he's come down, but he's going to play the advantage. He's playing the advantage. He's playing an advantage. I think that he would have a conversation with him, but enforcers has the ball, and I think that he will definitely play the advantage until the ball stops. And it is again, that is going to be a throw. So nothing coming off that, and Sylvanus is back on the field. So enforcers are back to full strength. Sylvanus. It's a free kick. Yes, it's going to be a free kick rather than a throw. So, Kicks taking on the enforcers right here at the Raymond Gishard Stadium. Following this, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a big one. It's going to be. Oh, that's good footwork. That's good footwork. That's good footwork by the man himself. Sylvanus, who has just returned to the field and winning himself a throw. You know, as I was saying, the custodian for this game is Masimba Bowen, but we noticed in the last game, in the semi-final, he actually was playing defense and had to come off. So I think he's still carrying a groin injury, and so they have replaced him with Williams, because I'm seeing that Williams is playing forward now, and it is Bowens that has taken over the custodian duties. But it's Jonathan with the ball, is looking to send the man forward, but police is going to pick it up and they're going to look to clear. I'm seeing something. Can you tell me? Because as I said that, I'm noticing that. Oh, this is. Whoa! This is. Oh! Good keeping there. But that could have easily been goal number 2. But it seemed that he was offside. Well. Burton seemed to have changed position. We know Burton was running forward. Now we notice that Burton is playing more of a midfield or on a wing.
Yes, and good observation there, Millington. I was wondering where the keeper was, but he's actually wearing number 14, playing in the center forward position. And here we see Kicks coming on the attack, cut out there by police, but only to be intercepted there by. Here we see number 7 for Kicks, and beautifully challenged there by the player there, just making sure that he would have cleared all ball and putting that one into touch for a goal a throw in there to the Kicks United. But when you look at the game, you would see that the better of the play has been played there by the Police. They look to be the better organized unit out there. Kicks, they seems to be just wandering about, and they have time on their hands. Still some early days yet, and I'm certainly sure that they're going to try and get it together. We see in the last match there was splendid, powerful free kick there by Marley. He has one almost in the same range. Let's see if he's going to test Masimba, who's in the goal.
Well, we know what kind of football he has. Well. That's going to be a corner. That's going to be a corner. It came off the defense for Enforcers. And it could have easily been an own goal. But it wasn't to be. It's going to be a corner to Kicks from the left corner flag. Corner. It's into the area it goes. Heads goes up. Cleared by the Enforcers. The man Mason looking to send. Mason held the ball up. Now he sends the man forward. The ball there being won by Kicks. It's with Francis, who's looking to send the man forward. He's not going to do that because it's Enforcers who gets it and has sent this man. This is a long run. He is very fast. The number 14 is Williams. We know him as the goalkeeper. He seems to have some speed on him, Tony.
He doesn't look like he's carrying a niggle at all. He's sprinting across the park.
Well, yes, he is not the one that is carrying him. Masimba Boyen is carrying a nigger, and that is why he has a custodian duties today. And this is Kicks United with a build-up on the right flank. This could be dangerous. Point blank save. Well. Off the boot of Fleming, point blank save. The keeper coming to the aid of the Enforcers, but on the next end, this goal again saved by the goalkeeper. Well. End-to-end action right here at the Remedy Gishard Stadium. Believe it or not, it is happening in the third place playoff. Well. Tony, it is a good build-up to the finals. Believe it or not, it is happening right here at the Raymond Gishard Stadium.
Yes, certainly. And here we see Police on the attack again. Ball squared here to the man Gaza. Number 10 looks up, chips for the field, but headed away there by the defender there to Yariel, who just missed a sitter there to bring them in equal. And here we see it's Kicks. They're trying to string some passes. The ball is with Marlin. Played a nice 1-2. And here is the man running onto it and challenged there by the defender, who has been playing some splendid defensive work there for the Police, keeping them at bay. The score of 1-0. Ball put into touch for a corner kick there to the Kicks United, who are certainly looking to get back on score into this game. We're really trying to get back into this game with a goal. We are some way into the 29th minute of this first half, and so this half seems to be a pretty long one. Here is the cross coming on, heads going up, but headed away there and into touch for a throw in there to, is that for Enforcers? Yes, Millington.
Yes. Right, the man Minute, he's on the outside, and we will see him in action in the finals, we hope. His team, Ducks United, is into the finals, and our co-commentator, he's presently on mic on the outside, and he will be in action, not on mic at all, but he would be in action against the Lions in the finals. Ducks United FC presently is the third place playoff. It is Kicks United taking on the Enforcers right here at the Raymond Gishard Stadium. And Tony, as I was saying earlier, I must applaud the players, for the mind power. It is easy. This is an attack by the officers. This could be an error goal. He had a
a chance. He could have taken it. He could have controlled that ball and looked to walk in. What I've noticed with Gaza, when he gets into the box, he doesn't hurry his shot. He reminds me of Barcelona players. You know, when Barcelona gets into your area, what they do? They will just take their own time and they will just pass the ball right in front of the goalkeeper, look to get around the defense and do their thing. And so he is very level-headed when he gets into the box. You know, he knows what he wants to do and he tries his utmost best to execute. Yes. Again, it is an infringement call and it's going to be a free kick to the enforcers. Yes, and Johnny was looking for an unfair advantage, and so has been called. We are into the 31st minute of the first half of the third place playoff. Enforcers taking on Kicks United. Kicks United, 1 goal down. This ball is going to be played back to the keeper. Clears. Mason goes over his head. Picked up there is Rogers. He gets it to his number 21 and looking to find his man. Jonathan can't find him. The ball has been headed out and it's going to be a throw-in to police, to the enforcers. You know, I looked at the semi-finals and the number 16? Number 16. That's Brown. That's Stanford Brown. You know, he has to be very careful because he tends to use his hands a lot when he's playing, and you know, he keeps asking the referee, "What did I do?" And it's clearly fouling. You know, seems to be in a wrestling match rather than football. Has to be careful and know him better than that. Know him to be a good footballer, but seem to be using more hand than feet in this game. It is 1 goal to nil. 1 goal to nil. Favor of enforcers. He's playing in that orange boot. I've seen him make some tackles in the area, and he's very decisive. You know, he goes and with one mind, I am going to get the ball and I'm going to get it. And so, you know, I've seen him make some very close decisions, and so far he has come up well. He has gone all ball, even in the penalty area. And so, police, the defense looked good. So far, we have seen some tremendous run from Gaza, from Sylvanus. We have seen 1 or 2 by Gishard. Gishard, the second highest goal scorer. But thus far, it is all the enforcers. All enforcers, and they have. It has paid off. It has paid off. They have had advantage, ball position advantage, and so we have 1 goal to the better. 1 goal to the better. The enforcers taking on Kicks United in this third place playoff. Here is enforcers looking to, but it's broken down. It is Rogers who split it over to the right flank. And he's been confronted there, the officers, the enforcers, throw call, throw taken, but the referee said no, the throw is going to go with the enforcers. Very interesting there. I thought for one moment that the ball came off the enforcer player, but, well, no, the Lions personnel wasn't sure, so the flag didn't go up, and the flag, she didn't make the decision came directly from the referee. Ball is with Kicks, goalkeeper. So, if you are taking our commentaries, we must remind you, it is finals day in Anguilla. It is. Lions, the Royal Lions, the defending champion, looking to retain their title. They're looking to defend the title that they won last year, and they will have to come. We have to get past Ducks United FC first. Tell you what.
At 6 o'clock, we will have the championship match.
I tell you what, Tony. There is a player that I really like to see. He plays so. Oh, that's a handball. Yes, it's a handball. There's a player that I really like to see for Ducks. He has a foot of a rocket. You know, when he hits the ball, it's like you're hitting the trigger of a gun, and the bullet flies. And his name is Ricketts. Oh, I like to see him. I like to see him play. You know, Lions. Well, I am not a betting man. I am not a betting man. If I was a betting man, I will bet that somebody will win today. Oh, football will win. Either way, football is going to win in Angola today. That's what I could tell you. Football will win, but Royal Lions will have to roar and roar well in order to retain their title. And the Royal Lions will not just roar. You know. I heard something. I heard it came over the altar. I heard my pastor say a number of times. You know, when the lion being the king of the jungle, even when the lion is in pain and it's a groan because it is in pain, when you hear it, when the other animals in the jungle hear it, they think that it is roaring and not groaning. So what they're hearing, they hear a roar rather than a groan. The lions will have to roar today. The lions will have to roar at their best today. They will have to come out with their A game, because Ducks have blood in their eyes. Ducks have shown and have proven to us that they are fitting to be champions of Angola football. That's why they are in the finals. They have shown it. They have played quality football for the tournament. So whichever team wins today deserve to be champions. You know, I have newly come around football. You know, and you know, over the years you would hear about the big guns in Angola football. And so, hearing about the big guns, one would expect, come on finals day, it will be Kicks versus Lions. Today it's not going to be so. You know, preconceived ideas. You would have heard also that on finals day, it was just a mere formality. Because before finals day, you know who the champion were going to be. But what I've seen is all the teams they train hard. They took nothing for granted. And even for the lesser teams, that one will think they were an easy walkover. It wasn't so. The score line did not reflect the true game analysis. What we saw in the score lines against teams like Diamond FC, had Diamond FC taken their chances against a number of the quality teams that we've seen in the tournament, their position would have been very much different. Because against Lions, against the Kicks, they had a number of opportunities. And so for the lesser, what we will call lesser teams, they came out and they played very good football. They came out on a given day and show everybody that the ball was wrong, and they played quality football. They played quality football. And so at the end of it, one would understand. One will understand that football today is growing in Angola. I said all that to say that we are getting better. We are getting better. And so today we can't say that Lions is going to be the winner. We can't say that the champion is going to be Lions. For sure. Lions will have to come out and win the game. Because Ducks, for sure, is not going to lie down dead to them. Ducks is going to come out and play hard. They have nothing to lose. The only team that has anything to lose in this game is going to be Lions. Ducks have nothing to lose. They are into the finals, and that for them is a victory already. That is a victory. And so Ladies and gentlemen, we're not taking you away from the action at all. We are just building up the action for the next game because it's going to be Ducks versus Lions. Right now, it's the third place playoff. It is Police into the 41st minutes. It is the enforcer that is taking on none other than Kicks United.
Well, it's a mouthful there, Millington, but the thing is, gone are the days we have seen a more level playing field when it comes to the team. Here we see free kick coming in there from the man, is that Sylvanus, the cut out there by Kicks United, who are really trying to get themselves together. They have taken quite a long time to put the passes together. Here we see a nice pass there by the man Junior, and there's a serious challenge there on number 2 there. There's certainly a serious challenge there on the part of number 2 there and the man Johnny there, and he is rolling in pain and just touching his ankles there just a little bit, but he was put through there by a true pass from Junior, and the player coming across and going straight through to the striker there for the Kicks United, and certainly an infringement. He himself too seems to have taken a knock, and so you're not missing any play as the medics are really attending to the players who just collided. But I can tell you, though, Millington, with your soliloquy there, I can tell you, being a former Lions player, we always come to win. And while the Ducks United has played some good football, they are going to be up against the gun because they are going to be tested from all angles, both defensively, both in the midfield, and both on the front line as well, because when Lions really set up to play, they really bring the fullness of the football, and they brings the best out of any opponent, so to speak, when it comes to their matches as well. So we are into a good evening here of football. I am certainly sure that the Ducks United, they are going to be coming only for one thing. They have been this far for the first time. They've been playing some good football throughout the season, and they have organized themselves well, and certainly sure we're going to be looking for a really good match this afternoon. I'm not too sure what kind of kick was that at all. That certainly should have been a free kick on the part of the defender there. So I'm not too sure what kind of call is that the referee would have made there, because that is certainly a free kick at the top of the box up here, and the referee just gave a fair play. Millington, what are your thoughts?
Well, it's not what we saw, it's not what we see, it is the referee's call. I did not see the play. I must testify to that. I did not see the play, unfortunately. It is Kicks though, who is looking to mount an attack down the right flank, and it's been cut out there. We have a lot of surprises. Here. Stuff that you will have never seen in Angola will happen right here at the Raymond Gishard Stadium tonight. Stuff that you would have never seen in football before, as it is going to be 5 minutes at a time, and we had a number of stoppages, and so it is going to be. It's going to be reflected in 5 minutes. Extra time. That's a number. That's a good way. That's still 5 minutes to equalize or to go ahead. Well, we are going to have some half-time. And head going up there. That was a good header by Fleming. Attempted header. A ball sliding off there. A good height made by him. And he had an opportunity to equalize on the brink of half-time and wasn't able to capitalize on that opportunity.
Certainly, the referee missed that call for sure there on the infringement there on the part of Jonathan. I guess the the duration of the length of play, as we see here, the man Clicky giving it away, big clearance there, missed there by that player who would have made that challenge, but was able to recover, and the ball is with the goalkeeper Masimba, who chips only as far as the head of the player over there. And I think we really need to get the list of the teams as well, so that we can, bring the names to you as much as we would like. But certainly we are heading into halftime, certainly injury time. I'm not too I didn't see five. Okay, so we have 5 minutes of injury time. Millington, this half seems like it's been played in molasses quite slow, eh?
Very much so, very much so. We had a lot of time stoppages. We have a lot of stoppages, and so no wonder you saw some 5 minutes of extra time, and we had a lot of stoppages. There was not much. It's not as exciting as you saw in the semi-finals. The semi-finals was very, tense, very, very, very tense. It is not so here. It seemed to be more one-sided than anything else. Position has been taken and enjoyed by the end fans. Yes.
We have Chanel Brown. We have Christian Williams. We have Devante.
So it's
We have Karen Hodge.
2 minutes already in extra time.
These are the folks that
As we look at the officers, it's enforcers looking to stretch their lead with the ball, looking for a 2-0 lead in the first half. Sylvanus looking for Brown inadvertently, but he gets him. Ball by Duke, played forward to Sylvanus. Sylvanus controls. He's looking for and can't find his man. Gaza is nowhere there, but that's a good header. That was a good header, but the man was out of place, and it's going to be a throw-in. We are into the third minute of stoppage, and we are inviting you, wherever you are, to please come in. Come on up, come on over. Once you're in Angola, there is a seat for you right here at the Raymond Igisha Stadium. There are lots of giveaways. I tell you what, besides the giveaway, excellent football to be played. It's finals day right here at the Raymond Igisha Stadium. We are coming close to the end of the first half in the third place playoff. It is Kicks United taking on the Enforcers. Kicks United. 1 goal to the deficit. Well, there's a long ball. There's a long searching ball. It's not going to be falling to any enforcer player, but into the arms of.
When you look to your left, you have to bypass so many people to go to the bar. You can ask for special requests. Make sure you tip. Special requests. And you can be served in the comfort of your seat.
Well, this is an opportunity. Oh, the goalkeeper clearing. Fleming was going there, but in the end, it was Masimba boy who got there first and cleared the ball. So it's going to be a throw in. It's going to be a throw. Ball through there by Hutchison. Oh, ball being taken away there. It is a ball running loose, but it's Kicks United who takes it up. It is on the right flank of play. Looking for, finds this player. The ball coming in there and across the face of goal, and it's going to be a goal kick. Well, just be the last bit of action, Tony, before the end of the first half.
Yeah, certainly, and so throw in there to the Enforcers way up on their defensive half. Here we see number 2 there challenging. That ball is being played to number 6, who squared to the man Clicky. And there goes the halftime whistle. And we can tell you at halftime here, it's 1-0 in favor of the Enforcers. Goal scored in the 11th minute by the man Gaza, beating the custodian, the Lawrence, in the kicks goal to take the score to 1-0 in favor of the enforcers. So we meet you back for our second half in just about 15 minutes.
Enforcers taking a one goal to then lead into half time. Goal scored by none other than the captain Dazzling Sound. In the 11 minutes of play, the Enforcers taking